What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV. Last night we did put up a video doing our starting 11 predictions, so go and make sure to check that out if you haven't already. But now we will be doing a preview and predictions video, so taking a bit more of a look at Slovakia and how the game's going to go, and then at the end doing our predictions for the game. We're going to try and keep the predictions non-biased, as hard as that may be. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game, lads.
Yeah, going away to a team like that, I mean, you're always going to be up against it. The thing about Slovakia is we're going to look at it think it's going to be a tough game, but they're actually quite under pressure themselves as well. I think they drew their last game against Israel, which is disappointing enough result, and before that they got hammered at home by the Czech Republic. I think they only scored in like the 88th minute or something. So their manager's actually under a lot of pressure to win this game. So I don't know if that could help us or it could push them on. Especially at home, no fans. I don't know. They could be a lot of
looking at Mark Hamsik behind
you. We'll talk about him. Mark Hamsik. But yeah, he hasn't been playing. I think for a year. Hamsik, he's former Napoli captain. I think he's playing in China somewhere now. But I was reading from a Slovakian journalist. He said he's their only world class player. So yeah, he's obviously one to watch out for. I think their whole team kind of actually revolves around him. So they've been struggling a lot without him. Other noticeable players would be your man Skriniar, who plays for Inter Milan, centre half, really highly rated. I think even Tottenham were looking at signing him to the Prem.
Yeah.
But a couple of German league players and Serie A players. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think there's that much of a difference between them and us. I think in this game, I think it's going to go down to who shows up on the night.
If Hamsik is Slovakia's only world-class player, who is Ireland's?
Jack
But to be fair, I mean, I don't think Hamsik's really at the level that he used to be as well. I mean, the guy is 33. He's
probably not. No, but at the end of the day,
it's still quality. But
he'll control their midfield. And he'll be definitely going to. I could see James McCarthy just doing a job on him though, just kicking at him and stuff. Probably hasn't played against Premier League players quality in a long time. Playing in China and stuff, and not playing for Slovakia for a while.
Of a couple of names down for players that are like their main ones really. As you said, Skriniar, the centre half. Beside him, they have Denis Vavro, who plays for Lazio, which is obviously a good level. Stephen Kenny has highlighted their midfield as being their strongest position, as of course we mentioned Marek Hamsik. He's kind of playing in that number 10. Then behind him, they have Stanislav Lobotka, who plays for Napoli, and Juraj Kuka, who plays for Parma. So there is good players in their side.
I think it's Duda or something that he plays in the German league.
Yeah, it's probably a couple of others that we haven't mentioned. I'm not sure if they have an awful lot in terms of strikers. I think we definitely have more than enough to beat them, but it's going to be a tight game. There's no two ways about it.
I can only see being there one goal in it, maybe at a push. I think it's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think it's best to just be cautiously optimistic. Obviously, we'd all love to get a win, and we have to face the facts and think that it's been, I think, since Euro 2016, we've won 4 away competitive games, and 2 of them were Moldova and Gibraltar. And the other 2 were super wins against Austria and Wales, of course, as we know. So that kind of shows you both sides of it. On the one hand, we're kind of used to getting a result against the likes of Gibraltar and Moldova, but sometimes, rarely, we can totally nick it and grab a super win when we're away. That Austria game and that Wales game in particular just shows that we can do it if our backs are up against the wall. So it'd be lovely to win, but it's going to take a huge performance.
Yeah, it's definitely taking an improvement on where we were for Finland and Bulgaria as well. Especially against Finland, we were poor, and you saw we did have the better chances, even though there wasn't many chances. We played better than Finland, but I mean, they got one real chance. They scored. Your man came off the bench, and 10 seconds later he scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's okay to be cautious. Slovakia don't have a whole lot going forward, as we said. Yeah, I think our defense, as well. Our defense is probably our strongest position. We're the most solid, the most solid position that we have, or area of the pitch that we have, really. But
Kicks itself.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
it's going to be an interesting game. Exclusion for them is I think Dubravka, the goalkeeper from Newcastle, most would know him. He's actually quite a good keeper for Newcastle, a solid starting player, but he's injured. I think their backup keeper is actually the backup keeper for Fulham. who they replaced this season. Like they obviously don't have a lot of faith in him, so he hasn't been playing a whole lot. Yeah, I think we should be kind of like a little bit cautious, but at the same time, like they're not world beaters. Like they're a bit nervous themselves. They need a result. Again, they lost against Czech Republic. They had three at the back, and then the next game they played with a 4-2-3-1 or something. So it looks like they're not really sure of themselves. They haven't really been that strong for a long time. It is going to be tight. I could see a 1-1, maybe a 0-0 going to extra time or penalties. We could nick it or win up penalties, but it could really go either way.
Yeah, I think penalties could definitely be where it could be decided. A little bit concerned about, as Griff was saying, the Bulgaria and the Finland games. Nearly the goals we conceded are really concerning. The way it was nearly so easy, especially the one we conceded out in Bulgaria. The ball, I think, it came straight through the two centre backs, very easy, and he finished it. And I just don't think we'll get away with that, especially against the players like Hamzik, who will really look for an opportunity to exploit that kind of.
I think me and you said the same thing, Ross. As soon as we saw it, we said like that's because we don't have three centre backs. Like both of our centre backs now are going to start are both playing the back fives.
What happened in the back five? Yeah,
Egan and Duffy. So I think it'll be a little bit of an adjustment for him. It's going to be tough going straight into a game playing the back two again.
I think Duffy's been playing for Celtic with four, isn't it? So hopefully
I think they play with three sometimes.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. He's playing in the middle, I think, but he's actually been playing quite well from. He's going to be stepping back up again to another higher level, like playing against Serie A players again. Listen, I don't think they have a whole lot to break us down, bar Hamzik, and I could just see James McCarthy like just all over him. You can tell it's the way it's what he does for Palace. Like he go straight on players and stuff and just give them a nightmare. Like
Squad met up over Sunday and Monday, which gave Kenny Monday to have a kind of half a session with I think just over half his players. A lot were playing Premier League games on Sunday and kind of flew in over the Monday. So they've only really we're recording this Tuesday evening. They only really had a full training session this morning. And they flew out this afternoon, so their period of time to get the message across, get tactics across, work on these weaknesses is really short. And Kenny said that we didn't have too much time to prepare. This isn't an excuse, but we will adapt and do our best before Thursday. But I suppose that's the case with a lot of international breaks. You might have preferred to have this game maybe after the two Nations League games coming up, Finland and Wales, a bit more time for the squad to gel. Kenny's tactics to get across the board. Very busy few days for Kenny and the squad, I suppose. Yeah,
definitely. In terms of, I think the Bulgaria and Finland games were before the season started, weren't they? I think.
Yeah, pre-season. Yeah.
So you'd be hoping that we'll see a big difference in terms of the intensity that we'll be playing at, and a lot of players playing in the Premier League. They'd be hoping that they'll be up another couple of levels from where they were. So so hopefully see a much different performance. In terms of scoreline predictions, would someone want to kick us off?
I'll go with a 1-1. I think we might nick one late or something, bring it to penalties, and I think we'll see them off on penalties with a Dan Randolph saving a few.
So I'll go next. I'll say I kind of be in the same boat as Tyke. I'd say it's going to be a tight enough game. Like there won't be many goals. I'm optimistic. However, we've struggled to score goals over the past few games, but hopefully, if it's not 1-1, maybe 2-1 Ireland. Like hopefully,
we conceded a goal versus two kind of poor goals, for one against Finland and one against Bulgaria. So I think we will concede, but we definitely will score again. So I think I'm going to go 1-1 and hopefully nick it 2-1 in extra time, or penalties is a lottery. So yeah, 1-1 Ireland on penalties.
What do you think, Ross?
I think I'll just take a 1-0 smash and grab. Hope for the best. Shane Duffy header.
Yeah, it's a really hard one to call. I think, especially without the fans. I think personally, Ireland will have more of a chance than they would if there was fans. But then again, we haven't really scored in many games recently, so I'm going to go for a 0-0 kind of extra time, last minute Shane Duffy header.
Happy days.
Always bank on a Shane Duffy header. Like
bang a Martin O'Neill off that.
Shane Duffy header or McLean smash and grab at the back post. One of them.
The thing is, like, you can change how you play, but you still get the same results at the end of the day. Like, not just bank on Shane Duffy coming in like head.
Stephen Kenny did at Dundalk and stuff. He did rely a lot. He did score a lot of goals from set pieces and stuff. So it is like an element of the game that he does use as well. He'd be silly not to with Shane Duffy
as well.
Yeah, with Shane Duffy coming steaming at it, like he's silly not to use that as an option. Like
we're all looking at it from our perspective and how we should be nervous, but I think like just from what I read from what Slovakian people are saying, like they if this manager loses this game, he's going to get sacked. Like like he has to at least win this one and bring it to the next playoff.
Yeah.
But,
Speaking of that, there's been people calling for Kenny's head if we don't get through this. That's very premature, though.
I think that'd be so harsh.
ridiculous,
Like,
though,
he needs a lot more time than this. Like, definitely he deserves a campaign. Like, I can't see him getting
More
sacked
than 3
for
games,
this campaign. Or
Yeah.
maybe if we lose our first 4 games of the next qualifiers or something, maybe then.
Yeah, he probably hasn't
If
even
you
had
cut-
5 training sessions.
Yeah, for sure. If you call Kenny gobshite over the last month, you're a gobshite yourself. Like,
He's proven. Like,
yeah, or if you've said like Kenny out, yeah, fuck off. Like,
You just don't really know your football, really. You don't really know your football if you're saying Kenny out, because the way we've played since we've been born, like, it's been the same. How are you going to change that overnight? It's impossible. Like, with the same group of players nearly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just typical. Like, people want change, and then when change is actually happening, like, they're like, "Oh no, like, fucking get him out!" Like,
that's why I can't stand people
Rome
who
wasn't
say.
built in a day. Like,
I can't stand people who say like, "Oh, we're not playing good football." No, you're unhappy because we're not winning games, not getting results. Like, so we could change to the best style of football and lose games. I'd be unhappy. Like, I just want to win. Like, no, I don't care how we do it. But I think the way Kenny could play with the Premier League players we have, I think the way he's going to play could be good for us to do. Like playing against teams sometimes that aren't at our standard, and we're still playing with 10 men behind the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the way Kenny's going to play, I think we'll actually go at teams like that, and hopefully in the future start winning a few more games.
Yeah, I think on a more confident note, in our last 5 meetings with Slovakia, we haven't lost. But
hear this,
4 of them have been draws. It's four draws and 1 win since 2007. The last, it was a friendly before Euro 2016. It was 2-2 draw. And obviously the winner of Thursday will meet either Northern Ireland or Bosnia in November for the final.
It feels like it's so annoying that this, like, if you win this, you're still not even there. Like,
it's anticlimactic.
But yeah, that's our preview and predictions, guys. Make sure to leave your scoreline predictions down in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in a bit.